Pero maayo na natay Facebook. Di ba? At least
Dali ang komunikasyon.
di ba? Pwede lang magsabi na mag-post lang ko kay sa Facebook. Pwede ba yan magpa-survey dito? Di ba? You can start a Facebook survey and say na sige, mga ka-PBA party list, unsa man ang inyong opinion, shall we change the constitution by this or by that? So, pwede tayo makakuha ng pulso dyan. What is important is what question will we ask our constituents? No? What question regarding proposals to change the constitution? Ano man yung ginasabi nila? What are these proposals? Are we going to talk about land ownership? Are we going to talk about professional associations or professions that are protected by nationalist policies? Yung mga ganyan. And a lot of things. Are we going to change our system of government? If it's going to be federal, will it remain our existing structure? Will we change Congress? Mawala yung House of Representatives, mahimo na lang siyang parliamentary. Will it be a multi-party system or a two-party system? So you have a lot of these very specific questions that you would like to clarify first sa Congress before you go to the constituents. Because it will be futile na exercise na ba na adto ka sa constituent nimo mangutana ka bay sa man imong opinion bay. But you need basis for the question first.
Kining sugyot nga amindahan ng Batakang Balaod, mangutana ko Congressman Coco Nograles. Kung doon na ba nasabutan ng House, no, kung unsa ilahang gamiton nga sistema, no, kinibang Constituent Assembly o katubang ginatawag nato Constitutional Convention.
Well, as far as the House of Representatives is concerned, no, wala pang final number on the plenary. But the committee, so far, the committee nag-approve sa Constituent Assembly. Con-as, hindi con-con. But ang stage kasi niyan, so okay na sa committee, ganyan, idala na yan sa floor. Pagpunta sa floor, then we will figure out whether the body, the general membership of the House of Representatives is the same sa floor, sa committee level, kung pareho yung voting nila, kung majority ba talaga. Dun sa committee level, this Constituent Assembly was voted viva voce. Yan na sigaw lang. Aye or nay, ganon, abstain. Yan yung votation nila, hindi siya nag one by one. So via viva voce, I think there were about a few members of Congress, maybe 7 dun sa committee na hindi nagpayag na i-change yung constitution. But the numbers, when it gets to the floor, that will be different also. So far, I think sa House of Representatives, wala siyang problema. Hindi ako maka-assure sa Senate. Baka pagdating sa Senate, mas mahirapan sila makakuha ng number. So I think na that's another topic and that's another issue.
Okay. Naisgutan ni mo di palang dugay ang kalabot sa mga posibleng pangutana, no, nga usbon ba ang sistema sa gobyerno. Ang akong pangutana, kung usbon gyud ang sistema sa gobyerno, mo pabor kaha ang PBA party list, no, dito nga himuong federal form of government ang atong gobyerno, Congressman Coco Nograles o
well, honestly speaking, I believe that a federal form of government is very useful and very practical for our nation because of the different cultures that we have. Iba yung kultura natin eh. And having different federal states allows us na within the federal state na nandun yung mga culture natin, we can preserve the culture, we can dictate our learnings and additional learnings, although merong federal government that would give general direction, we can chart our future. Let's say, as Davaoenos, we can chart our future as Davaoenos in our federal state. It will allow us to have our own system of taxation. We have our system of rewards. We will have our own police system as well. And that gives us more independence and less dependence from the central government. So yung success natin will be rewarded within our region lang. Ang problema sa system na yan, it sounds very good, di ba? But ang problema sa system na yan, kung mga tao who live in that federal state, mga tapulan, cannot help themselves, then that might be a bad option. In one of the debates sa mga congressmen na nagsulti na, dili pwede ng federal system para sa AMUA. Ang ano? Hey, tapulan man mga tao. We're a very poor province. So our tax collection in our province is very bad that we cannot stand up on our own. We need the central government to keep providing us with the money for us to survive. So, that is a real problem. That is a real concern. So, the question is, will we tolerate that? Kita ko, for example, tayo, mga taga Davao, we pay our taxes for living and working in Davao City or in the Davao region. Tapos yung taxes natin magpunta sa central. Tapos yung central na lang magbuot kung asa na ibutang. They say na, sige, Davao, because you are rich, I will give to this other province that is poor. Your hard work will subsidize them. Kung federal yan, wala na ibuot. Sige, you made money, very good, that's yours. You develop yourself. So that is one aspect of federalism na hindi masyado yan ginadiscuss sa news. Ang gina-focus nila is charter change. But mas maganda if we bring the discussion to practical senses. How will that affect our daily lives? And when you talk about how your taxes will work for you, how you will benefit from these taxes, then you realize na, okay, that's what federalism is about or can do or can become. We have to talk about the taxation system when you do federalism. How will the taxation system, the ways and means, and at the same time, how will they be appropriated under a federal government? And what is the plan to prepare into federalism? How much will it cost us? How much will it cost the taxpayer? Because on a 3.35 trillion peso budget, turning into federalism, what big chunk will you use to create all of this? Natay experience, gamay, sa Davao region. We have a newly created province, Davao Occidental. It is a little over a year old. Last year lang siya na-establish. Davao Occidental, as a province, wala pa yan sila provincial capital. Wala pa yan sila provincial hospital. So they're still dependent with Davao del Sur, provincial capital. And you have to understand na tanang mga assets of the provincial government of Davao del Sur remains with the provincial government of Davao del Sur. But the provincial government of Davao Occidental, wala may assets. So they need to procure more assets. And then yung collection ng Occidental, they don't have a share of the taxes of Digos anymore. Or Santa Cruz. Which is economically ahead of most of the municipalities in Davao Occidental. So yan mga experiences that You have to take into account. We go into federalism, me, I'm for it. But, what is the plan? Unsay plano? And how will you use, and how will this affect tax collections and taxpayers' money and the disbursement and judicious use of public funds? Mauna siya.
Murag, lisod man to pag ako sa referendum man yes na lang to no bitaw.
And that is why, importante kayo na ang atong mga public servants will go out and educate the public. It is very important na ang yes or no na yan, bugat na.
Dapat masabtan gid nila pag-ayo.
Yes. Exactly.
May kalabutan sa Congressman Jericho Nograles pag-angkon sa mga gingon atong luna, ang kinibang pag-angkon ng mga luna sa mga langyaw din sa atong nasod. Congressman Jericho Nograles, pabor ka ba panaglitan kung tugutan ni pinagi sa Chacha, Congressman?
That is one of our protectionist provisions in our constitution, no? Na foreign ownership of lands is not allowed. Honestly speaking, I think it is okay na i-lift na yan, na i-allow nato ang mga foreign ownership. Nga no, ang mag-invest dito sa Pilipinas, mga Pilipino man din. Ang problema, wala tayong access to capital. Having no access to capital, maghanap tayo ng capital outside. Hanap tayo capital outside, sabihin natin foreign bank. Magsabi yung foreign bank na, oh, I will lend you in US dollars. And then your interest rate in US dollars is 4%. So maisip mo, uy, okay yan, 4% lang yung interest ko. Basta mag-lend ako in US dollars. Tapos, what is my collateral? Sabihin ng foreign bank, yung lupa mo, collateral. Sabi mo, ay, hindi pwede kasi constitutional provision, hindi pwede na foreigner will own the land. So, wala nang capital to do business. But if we lift that constitutional provision, we lift the ban on foreign ownership, pwede mo na i-guarantee yung land mo sa foreign na bank. So you can do the business. But it's still a Filipino who runs the business. The idea, the know-how, the ano. Then we will have access to capital. Singapore is a city-state. They're very small. Yung population nila, less than Metro Manila. But they allow foreign ownership of land. Makita mo, did that take away anything about Singaporean culture? Wala. Hong Kong allows foreign ownership of land. And remember, Hong Kong is now, it's part of China. And in China, you're not allowed to own land. You're a communist nation. Diba? But China, sa Hong Kong, you can own land. Very progressive. Japan is a nation that is very much focused on cultural preservation. You can own land in Japan. US, you can own land in the US. But there's no, for me, it already is stopping us from having an influx of foreign capital. Yung foreign capital na nagapasok dito sa Pilipinas, usually pang stock market lang. Not the real capital that would develop. And we need capital as a nation to grow in this day and age.
Congressman Jericho Nograles, sa tingin niyo po ba magiging popular na gingon natong uncharted chains sa sambayan ng Pilipino o moagi pa ni sa gingon nato nga pagsubukikan sa sektor nga mayingon nga dili sang ayon dito, Congressman?
Di pa natin alam. Maaga pa yan. So, merong mga maiingay sa sektor na no to charter change. Meron din naman mga nagatulak ng charter change. And honestly speaking, let's let the conversation keep going. Makuha man natin yung pulso niyan. You can get that. Kasi in the end, ang congressman na nag-push ng issue na hindi siya popular, baka matamaan yung congressman na yan. Or ng senator. So, I believe that we have to push for openness. Open debate. Kung ano ang mga issues, ano yung mga ayaw ng tao, anong mga gusto ng tao, let your congressman know. So the congressman will be guided on how to vote because the vote of the congressman should always reflect kung anong gusto ng mga constituents niya.
Okay. Charles, mga kaigsunan, medyo bugat yun na itong ginahisgutan,
Bugat,
no?
Jud.
Mag-relax tag makadiyot sa atong pagbalik. Medyo gaan-gaano na to, isgutan na to ang sports, no? Labi na katong pagwala sa buwis, Charles, no? Sa katong mga premyo nga madaugan sa atong mga atleta. Ay, magawa kay balik din ta.
Kalamboan Dala Tanan.
Ako si Michelle Digal, taga sa Davao City. Ug napasalamat ko kay Congressman Karlo Nograles o kay Congressman Jericho Nograles. Ug napasalamat ko sa job fair na ilang gihatag karon nakatabaho ko dayon. O maayo sa ilahang gihatag sa kuha karon nga opportunity sa karon na wala ko'y trabaho. So salamat kayo karon na nakoy kay.
Ako si Melanie Susas, nagpuyo sa Trading Boulevard, Davao City. Dako akong pasalamat kay Congressman Karlo Nograles o kang Jericho Nograles tungod kay nahimo ko nilang scholar sa una katong college pa ko ug karon sa ginapahitabo nilang jobs fair, nadawat dayon ko sa trabaho. Karon, nana ko'y kay.
Ako si Christian Jake A. Andan, nagpuyo sa Matina, Aplaya, RPJ Village ug nagapasalamat kang Congressman Karlo o Jericho Nograles nga naay job fair diri sa NCCC. Kay tungod ana ko'y trabaho karon ug naa ko'y kay.
Ako di ay si Gabriel Normal, 18 years old, taga Ecolan, Davao City. Mi ako diri karon sa NCCC Mall para sa gipahigayong jobs fair aron mga apply og trabaho aron makatabang sa akong pamilya. Alas 11:30 ko naabot diri og dala na ko ang mga resume. Pasalamat gud ako kay Congressman Karlo o Congressman Coco Nograles sa gipahigayon nilang jobs fair. Sa karon magtrabaho na ko sa 611 Global isip isa ka call center agent. Nagpasalamat gud ako kay Congressman Coco o Congressman Karlo Nograles sa gipahigayon nilang jobs fair karon. Ako si Gabriel Roman o karon naa na ko'y K.
Ako si Dayan Marie Balagulan, taga Matina, Davao City. Dugay na ko nangita og trabaho pero tungod sa jobs fair nakakita nako. Dagang salamat ay Congressman Karlo Nograles o kay Congressman Jericho Nograles. Karon nakakita na ko kay
Kalamboan Dala Tanan.
Balik na po sa itong programa ang Kalamboan Dala Tanan. Mga kaigsunan, medyo gaan-gaan taron, no? Atong isugutan, Congressman Jericho Coco Nograles. Sports at taron.
Ay, at
Sports.
last, magaan na na.
Pero-
Uy, dili seryoso ang sports, seryoso.
Seryoso, pero di sama niya itong mga nangaging discussion. Okay. Among nasayran manggod nga giaprubahan sa House Committee on Youth and Sports, no, ang imong balaod noon katong House Bill 4054, no, nga matang sa balaod noon nga nagsugyot og tanggalon na gani katong mga buwis nga madaugan sa premyo nga madaugan sa atong mga atleta, particular dito sa Olympics. Pareho pasabtan mi kung sa katong mga maong balaod noon.
Okay, ang House Bill 4054 is actually a combination of multiple na House bills na gifile. Apil na ang gifile ng PBA party list na tax exemption for athletes. And committee hearing yan sa House of Representatives in the Committee on Youth and Sports Development. And ang gi-agree ng committee na i-consolidate tanang mga bills regarding tax exemptions for athletes so that they can agree on what kind of tax exemptions ang ginaisip nila. So the Committee on Youth and Sports decided na to create a consolidated bill which is 4054. And ang decision is to give exemptions for Olympic athletes, yung ating mga Olympic winners. So, tanang mga Olympic wins nila and mga gastos nila for training in the previous year and all donations na nakuha nila for the specific training for their sport is also tax exempt. Now, this is very important because ang mga atleta, kung maghingi yan ng tulong, let's say from a Corporation X and Corporation Y and Corporation Z, lahat ng mga cash or kind na tulong ng mga corporation sa athlete or sa training sa athlete is subject to donor's tax. So kunyari magbigay yung company X na here is 100,000 pesos to help you with your tickets and accommodations for your Olympic journey. So i-donors tax yan ng 35%. So ang makuha na lang ng athlete is 65,000 because walang exemption eh. Aside from that, yung athlete meron din yung, since nakakuha siya ng donation, isama yan sa income tax niya. So, yung sa income tax reporting niya, hindi rin yan siya exempted. And then, kunyari, manalo siya. So, nanalo siya, hindi rin yan exempted sa mga cash winnings niya. So far, ang mga athletes natin are only tax exempt sa mga monetary cash gift na binibigay ng government according to our Athletes Incentives Act of 2015. So, manalo ka ng silver medal, you get 5 million. Manalo ka ng bronze medal, 1 million. Manalo ka ng gold medal, you get 10 million. Yan lang yung hindi tax exempt. But tanang mga training, mga donation, nagihatag sa imo, tanang mga support, is not tax exempt and all the winnings not tax exempt. So the bill 4054, ang gusto ng bill na yan is ma-tax exempt lahat ng mga winnings and donations to the Olympic athlete na nanalo ng medal.
Mo nang gilalisan sa BIR og ni Congressman Senator Manny Pacquiao itong milabay mga panahon sals, no? Dako kayong buwis ang ginagukod sa BIR kang Manny.
Yung problema nun, since nabanggit mo yung kay Senator Pacquiao, no? This bill, I don't think exempts Manny Pacquiao from those tax exemptions because nakafocus siya sa Olympian.
Olympian.
So, Olympic medal. And since WBO, World Boxing Organization yung kay Senator Pacquiao, and hindi yan siya Olympics, wala siya appeal sa tax exemption. Yung original bill na gifile ko as PBA Party List Representative, ubang kang Mark Sambar as PBA Party List Representative as well. All athletes in international competitions na manalo, which will include Pacquiao, which would include Donaire, which will include our chess grandmasters, which will include all our competitions na ma-tax exempt lahat ng mga winnings nila because yung idea namin is that they bring pride to our country and at the same time they give the youth and our countrymen something to look forward to na proper yung idol natin ba. Yung idol natin is somebody who who is a sportsman, who is disciplined, who is dedicated. Yan yung bill namin. But since gi-consolidate siya sa 4054, marami natanggal dun sa gusto ng PBA party list. And this is what the product is right now. It doesn't mean na nag-surrender na ako. I will still fight for this na ma-reinstate that the exemptions will go beyond the Olympians. Because you know why I need to do that? Because before you become an Olympian, you need to be also recognized internationally. And in that steps to become an Olympian, you need to support our athletes. May mga qualifying may mga qualifying competitions here and abroad for you to be considered na ito pwede siya maging Olympian, kaya niya maglaban on the international ring. So if you want to support the Olympian, you have to support all those grassroots leading to the Olympics. Because if you do not support the grassroots, only the rich can be Olympians. I want to support everyone who has talent regardless of status in life. Rich or poor, if they have a chance to win an Olympic medal, the government should come in and help the idols of our children, the peers of our children who can bring home a medal, maybe not today, but tomorrow and in the near future.
Okay, balikan lang nato itong House Bill 4054, Congressman Coco, no? Pananglitan ako tong kumpanya, no, nga gusto mo suporta og usa ka atleta. Ang katong akong suporta dapat matax exempt. Kinsa ba karon ang makapili sa atleta nga iyang gusto suportahan? Siya ba nga mag-donate o ang gobyerno gihapon magpili og atleta dito lang ihatag ang iyahang donations?